When I decide at 42 to be a mother,
This is the year?
Yeah, it is.
You pregnant? Okay.
Congrats. I
When
love
is that?
that.
The eggs?
The IUD is like,
You took the eggs out and freeze them? You talk to people in relationships and you hear the dysfunction in all of it. Why do you want to get married and have kids?
Paul, I love you for that. I know you're serious because that's a good question. No, because, you know.
Because
it's a part of my brand. I have to sell it.
You hear negative all day.
Right.
Dating single. What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am dating.
Dating but single.
Enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated off and on for 5 years.
We got her.
We dated for 5 years off and on.
So you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Exposed. I know what's going on now. I'm about to, we gonna hers.
I am.
What the hell
with these words?
Listen,
because
but let me say
all
this.
These people advice.
Let me say this, Paul. If that's what I'm doing, I'll say this, and people gonna be mad. And I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said,
come on.
I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash, if that's true.
That's exactly.
So that means, to my point, at 42, I'm not opt out. We are not opt out. Okay, we have options, and we are not on the leash. But to Paul's point in question about being 42 and wanting to be married and me wanting to wait till I was of age is exactly what you said.
Yeah.
With time, you get wisdom.
I just want to pause this and say any woman with her nails style like that with that many colors on all the fingers, she's possibly a red flag. I'm just being honest on that.
You have kids, right?
Yes.
And can I ask how many?
Yeah, I have 4 kids.
4 kids. Okay. By one woman, just 2. Okay. So you're not with them, I'm guessing. Okay. So I'm not saying had you did it now, you would still be with them, but I know for sure had you did it now, you would have done it differently, or you would have figured out how to do it in a way where you can actually have a family with whoever you're doing it with. That comes with wisdom at the age of your age 47. But at 23 or 30, whether you were thinking family or not, more than likely not.
No, I was thinking family when I had.
Okay.
I was 30 when I started.
Did you get married to either one of them?
Yeah, I did.
You married both of them?
No, the first.
The first, but not the second. Okay, right. So
boom, she is lost at that point because guys definitely want relationships. Guys want to be married. I know what she's gonna try and do after that, but let's let it play out.
At 47, you don't meet too many men who are procreating with or before marriage. Usually they're in the mindset you just said.
That's
I'm 47,
I
want to travel the world, right? I'm more responsible now because of my irresponsibilities, because experience teaches, words don't. So through your experiences, you learn what to do and what not to do. So men and women become better with age because of their experience. Experience gives you wisdom. Words do not, because they don't.
The experience that men get, see, Paul married his first situation because men usually want love. Men usually want a relationship, especially when they're able to have the means to create a family and provide for one. The reason why he didn't get married the second time, because he probably understood the value that he's at and his worth to know that he don't know if these women actually for him or just for his pockets and if they trying to run his pockets.
So for me as a woman of age, I always want to make sure that I was having my kids in equity, not a deficit, because of my own inability to make good decisions on behalf of them. So at 23 or 30 years old, or maybe even 35, my decision making may have chose a situation that puts my kids in a deficit. Now, your children are blessings, no matter how you look at it, they just are. But they were still born in a deficit because they didn't get the experience of a full household and a full present father.
What?
Even if you were on the road playing ball, that's different, knowing that daddy's out there getting it for our household than it is to say he has kids with another woman.
This is damaging.
So that could possibly why he can't be here with us in this time or can't be present all the time. Doesn't mean that
this is damaging.
The kids are doomed. We're just talking about the deficit of something as small as a decision causes.
Let me just say this, I'm sorry to keep pausing this. This is damaging to say that the man needs to be around his kids all the time. When your kids is little, Stop forcing your guy to stay around your kids when they are small constantly. Why are you turning the men into y'all? Back in the day, men had to travel for work. Men that were in the army, they had to leave months at a time, possibly years, then come back home. Women, cling on to your family, great women around you, your loved ones. It takes that village to raise a child. Usually when the man does come into play, it's more of a disciplinarian action. When the kids get older, that's when the father's really needed. But in the nurturing years, he's not needed. Just being honest. He needs to be like a superhero. He comes when the time is needed, and then he flies off to go save the world. But when these women want these guys to stay here all the time, y'all really making us softer, man. Y'all trying to turn us into y'all. And I hate when women keep saying that he's not there in the formative years. Those aren't the years for us to show up.
Kids end up in suicidal ideations over divorce. I have so many kids in my session, teenager, adolescent boys who were 16, who were like, I hate my father for cheating on my mom. I looked in my dad's phone, knew his password, and seen the text messages between him and this woman.
Stay out of grown folk business.
And now I'm suicidal. And I want to plan to do it in the kitchen so my dad could find me. You know why? So my dad could see the pain that I felt when he ruined our family.
You know
Man, that dad ain't do nothing. Man, yo, if you got a father out there that's cheating but making sure the house, stay out of grown folk business. The fathers are going to do what they do if they need to make sure that they're taking care of the families and keeping the family strong. But when you got kids going through your parents' phone, that's an invasion of privacy. And stuff like that, whether the woman is putting it into the kid's head, because that's probably most likely what's happening, that's dangerous, damaging, and toxic.
Crazy.
Paul, that is deep.
Yeah, I understand that. That is super deep.
It is.
But like, this is the thing with kids. They're always gonna hear one side of the story.
There you go.
When there's a divorce, right? Because they're gonna be in the house every day with the mom, and they can ask questions at any time, and the mom can say whatever. The dad is not there every day, and he can't explain his side, because there's a side of the story and a dynamic in all of this to where the dad is always gonna look, he like the dad always get looked at as the bad guy.
Facts.
Even though the dad didn't divorce, right? What happens 90%?
Yeah.
A lot of the times.
Well, women
But they
file
never-
more than men. You're right.
Yeah,
Yes.
right. But the kids never know the other side of the story because the men don't tell the kids the other side.
No. You know why? It's to what you just said. Because the man ain't in the house to tell his
Exactly.
story. But let me backtrack. Hold on. Because see, when I decide at 42 to be a mother,
This is the year?
yeah, it is. This
You
is it.
pregnant?
Paul's like, did we get an exclusive?
You said
No, I took my IUD out about a month ago so that I can be
Okay.
ready to do it.
Congrats. I
So
What is
love
that,
that.
the eggs?
The IUD is like,
You took the eggs out and
no,
freeze them?
no, the
That's not
IUD
that?
is a birth control
Oh,
method
that's what.
that you put inside of your
the IUD.
vagina.
I wish I had a pillow.
Oh,
I
I
would
don't
launch you right at your head.
No, I didn't know. I
Don't get mad because he exposing them old deviled eggs.
didn't know. I didn't know. I mean, I know.
The
I didn't-
eggs is crazy, but
Well,
no.
you freeze
Devil.
the eggs.
Yeah, you do that, but
I know.
that's not
I didn't know
what
if that was
the
that
IUD
what it's called.
No,
I
no.
know.
The IUD is a little T that looks like this. It's smaller than this. It goes inside the woman's cervix to stop the sperm from fertilizing the egg.
Damn, so you be getting cream pie? Oh my God.
So it goes
You
inside.
took that out. You saying
I had my doctor take it out so that I no longer have birth control contraceptive inside of me.
that's different. I never heard of that one.
Took it out so that I can
never
get
heard
pregnant
of
now.
I never heard of that one.
I never had one, but it's a thing for sure.
No, I never heard of that one
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what I'm saying is at 42, when I get pregnant,
Which is this year.
right? Manifest it with me, Paul. I love you. When I
You
get
ain't
pregnant,
married.
I, at 42,
Yeah.
am not leaving my husband.
You not.
Hold on. Because I'm making a commitment not just to him, but to these babies. That we will have two people in this house that can tell you their narrative, their story, and you can choose who you want to listen to. You can choose whose story you want to hear. But I want to make sure that I give you everything that I can. Which means if I have to sacrifice a little bit in that household to stay in it, if I got to have meetings with daddy to say, listen, we may not want to be here, but we made a commitment to be here. So what we gotta do to make sure we healthy so that the family's healthy. But let me tell you why I say age is important in wisdom. In my 20s and even in my 30s, I would have been in my feelings because emotions don't cause problems, feelings do. And I would have acted out of feeling and not commitment, because commitment's not a feeling. It's you doing what you said you was gonna do regardless of how you feel. At 42, I can commit. That's that obedience to my promised land. At 20, in my 20s and 30s, guess what? I'd have threw the whole motherfucking towel in and said, you know what, me and them kids gonna be good because I do well.
Man, that's
I'm a
cap.
doctor, I gotta support a family and friends. Nigga, we can co-parent.
Come on.
Nigga, you can do that now. You make the most money in your life because you've stayed in your career for as long as you have been. When you're in your 20s and your 30s, you don't have as much leverage possibly with the guy that you with because it's a need for survival, man. You can survive on your own now. What are you talking? You're at the time in your life where you don't even need a guy. So how are you saying that now you're willing to do the commitment, but back then you wouldn't? That makes zero sense at all.
But that's in your 20s and 30s. This is why I'm saying to a person
sense.
like yourself and other people watching, men and women who have already made those decisions, and they end up being bad decisions, not mistakes, because kids are not mistakes, but bad decisions in the way that you happen to, create your kids' dynamic you put them in. At 42, I understand the power of commitment and sacrifice. At 23, I understood the power of how I feel. That's the difference, Paul. At 23, we gonna tear this house up. We ain't tripping off these kids. We gonna tear this house up.
Facts.
And we'll figure it out later. You know we gonna do that.
No, we not.
Call the police. Neighbors, I don't care.
We ain't
What you say?
Facts.
Shit. Come pick
What type of niggas you been dealing with?
these kids up real quick. It's a problem.
Facts.
You know that. But at 42, we giving each other that look that goes, the kids is in this. The kids is. We agree.
Yeah.
Hold on. Once we put little Paul to sleep at night.
Nah.
Now what the fuck was you talking about?
Yeah.
Then we can have our little rounds, but we also are standing on a square that we both drew. That's called commitment. And we are not gonna guarantee each other no perfect marriage. We're not gonna guarantee that we even like each other sometimes. But what we are gonna commit to and guarantee, we ain't going no fucking where.
At 42, that's the look of divorce.
That's one thing that we're supposed to guarantee is that I don't know how life is gonna life, but can you promise to be in this life when it life's with me?
Bro, Paul,
And you can laugh if you want to, because he got a problem with vulnerability. See, you got a problem with commitment.
Everything I've been taking, everything
Paul.
that you
Goofy.
saying, I'm hearing it.
At
I
20
listen
and 30,
well.
you end up in the situation you're in because people respond from what they feel, not from what they committed to. And if people would take their time getting a sense of self, discovering who the hell they are, so they can know who the heck they gotta choose, they will end up in better situations, and so will their offsprings as well. And then we have the real wealth, which is family. And then we can go buy some damn real estate and take the vacations you talking about taking. But until then, we have to focus on the stuff that really is the nucleus, the backbone of the substance. And I'm gonna sit to that. See, he got commitment problems. He laughing and stuff.
No,
commitment problem.
So at 23, 30, y'all gonna tear the room up, argue, you out of there.
Both
whatever.
of us, not just me, everybody.
Yeah,
You know we do that.
so at 23 and 30, them options you had a lot more options. Now
No.
at 42, them options then slimmed up. So yeah, of course you ain't going nowhere.
That ain't it. Now you know what?
No, that's what you just said.
No, that's not what I said. But
so many
that's not what I
words.
said.
She
But
said, I ain't going nowhere
That's
at
not what I
42.
said. But he's making a good point. For some people who get of age,
Yeah. She
their
wanted to
options
put
can
up with
become
more.
slim. Can become slim. But I can say this: it's usually the man who gets up in age, and he realizes that his options have become slim. So now he wants to marry after he's already created broken homes, broken houses, baby mamas, have multiple kids. Hold on, and he don't got his contract no more. So the money looking a little funny. So he got to make sure that he cashes out while he can and get him the closest thing to what he considers a modern day baddie.
Them nails.
Who is nowhere in comparison to the old school baddies he used to be able to get when he was in his prime. Now for women who are educated, women who are still beautiful, women who are still keeping themselves
That's
up
a good one.
physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, they just get better with time. And they become a demand, not just only for older men, but for the younger men. And so the women who keep themselves up in that capacity actually become optioned, actually end up having more of abundance of options than they did when they were young. And there are also the women that the men who are their age, like my age, no, they can't obtain, let alone sustain.
I'm gonna say this: the women who are older, who keep themselves up mentally, spiritual, physically, the whole nine, they possibly might have more options than some of the older women. But at the same time, those options are still gonna keep her possibly away from what she actually wants. Ma'am, do you want to be a sugar mama? Do you want to be a booty call, or do you just want to be a 304? You got a few options, but when it comes down to possibly marriage, man, them chicks that's able to do that, a lot of them don't want to just consolidate on one guy because they having so much fun getting a lot from multiple guys, especially if they built like her. They're going to be getting a lot of thrills from the young dude. They're going to be getting maybe some stability from the older guy. It's only going to be the woman who not thinking about all that, who really going to just be able to ground herself and say, you know what? I'm just ready to be a wife, and I'm getting sick of being in the market. But to just say they just want to deal with one dude, a lot of women now feel like they got too many options. So, yeah.
This marriage just need to be reshaped. Can we just reprogram it? Can we reshape it? Because everything doesn't need to be divorced and broken and split.
Damn.
Can I ask you something? Like, you know, you talk to married couples, you talk to people in relationships, and you hear the dysfunction in all of it. Why do you want to get married and have kids now?
Paul, I love you for that. I know you're serious because that's a good question. No, because, you know.
Because
it's a part of my brand. I have to sell it.
You hear negative all day.
Right.
And like, why?
That's a real question. That's
And
why I
it's a
told you
great question.
earlier. I'm confused about myself.
Because I see people come in my office, and because I'm not a tell me more doctor, I'm not a thank you for your money, figure it out, just come back. No, we work in my sessions. We work. And because I see them come in my office so hopeless, so despaired, so broken, so hurt, so confused, so resentful toward each other, right? And then I see them go from
And
that.
this is what you want.
I see them go from that with the right tools, with the right guidance, with the right support, learn how to love themselves, how to get out of their own way, how to become healthier within themselves, how to identify the little boy and the little girl in them who is actually in that marriage and not the adult in them, and realize, I thought I just loved you, but I actually like you. Now that I know you past your trauma, now that I know you past the little girl in you who's abandoned and broken that I was in a relationship with. For the first time in 10 years, 15 years, I'm meeting the man in you. See, the little boy in you couldn't cover me, but the man in you can learn how. The little boy in you kept calling on me to be your mama, to atone for the things you didn't get from her. What? I'm here to be your woman. And every time I came mommy you mad at me. You resentful toward me.
Ooh, damn.
But I didn't do that. I'm just here to love you. You can cry on my shoulder, but I can't mommy you. So I had to tell my client, literally 2 days ago, I had to say, listen, the reason why you're saying this woman doesn't have the capacity to do the things that you want is because you want her to mommy you. You got two options, bruh. You either go back and try to get it from where you didn't get it from. Good luck. Or you surrender and you realize I'm never gonna get it.
Yeah.
So I gotta heal that little boy in me and I gotta move forward without getting it. And I gotta figure out how I'm going to supply that for myself, Paul. Because I told him the reason why this woman doesn't have the capacity is because if she did, God knew she would enable that little boy in you. But her not having it is dissipating your anxious attachment and your codependency. And God has to strip you of what he doesn't no longer need you to have if it doesn't serve you.
She's not teaching women to be nurturing with their man. It's always going to be a level of a nurturing factor there. And she just teaching women to be cold. See, I don't even think she understands how women and men supposed to operate just organically, because you can tell she's very scripted because of just, I guess, her profession and saying what's supposed to be done opposed to what your natural instinct is possibly going to do. And that's just damaging.
I mean, this is the thing. I hear you, Doc, but like, as a man, like when you telling them, the lady that he wants you to mommy him, that's your first example.
Which
growing
one?
Up,
Mom?
Your mom.
Yeah.
Of how
to
be treated.
Come on.
To be loved.
Come on.
Yeah.
to how to be loved.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't he want that? You know what I'm saying?
100%. 100%.
And then y'all mean
Stop. You was fake. I'm sorry for pausing y'all. Why are you agreeing if you just disagreed?
daddy. So what we talking about here?
100%. Yeah.
Like, so don't
I'm
try
crying.
to convince him to not want that mommy feel. Like, that's the first form of love as a boy you feel. So like, don't discourage that. You know, I feel like that should be more encouraged. Like a man wants that. This is the first form and the purest form of love
That's
that you
real.
ever gonna get as a like you ever gonna get. A woman gonna come be your girlfriend, your wife, and leave you. Most black moms, as a black man growing up here, that's the purest form of love. So like
That's real,
That's
Paul.
the purest form of love
that I ever had.
if it was
from my
healthy.
mom.
What do you talk? Why would you
But
go
if
just to,
it was
Oh, my-
dysfunctional, hold on, and slightly abusive, abuse is not just,
That's love too.
wait, abuse is love
Yeah,
too?
abuse is love.
It is.
I like, cause I come from old school. My mom whooped me. That's called abuse, right?
No.
That's abuse.
No, well, so I don't agree. Okay, I'm not a gentle parent. So I believe in
Yeah.
physical discipline, meaning spanking.
That's whooped.
And I call
That's
whoopings.
abuse.
That's
no,
love.
it's not.
That's abuse.
So it's subjective. For some people, you're right, they do consider that abuse. For some folks like myself, well, I don't consider my ass whoopings I got abused. I don't know if you did. I wasn't an abused child.
I mean, how we interpret it today, that's abuse.
No, you have some parents. I'm a parent who has no problem with pow-powing on the hand, pow-pow, whooping ass. I'm not abusing my child. As the Bible says, an undisciplined child is an unloved child. I
have
still
kids?
feel loved at 42 because I got
kids?
my ass whipped.
You said as a parent.
No, I'm saying as a parent.
That's what you would do.
Yeah, what I would do, yes. And that's what I received.
Okay.
And because I see the results of myself,
Yeah.
right, I know that it worked. But my point of saying
Some
is
bullshit.
that if a mother is abusive, and I love you saying that is the purest form of love that man has got, you're right. And if that man's purest form of love was at the hands of an abusive mother,
Why would you go straight to that?
then what kind of woman you think that man is choosing?
Why would you go to that though?
I'm listening. No, that's a question.
I mean, that is a
What
question.
kind of woman is he choosing? Let me go further. If that mother, right, didn't know how to love her son, but she gave her all, but there was a huge love deficit. Hold on. He's choosing a woman who's what? Emotionally unavailable. So what happened was this young man chose a woman who he loves so much, but she's emotionally unavailable. And when I asked him, well, your mom had to be emotionally unavailable.
All right, let me pause her real quick because this woman, again, ran away from the whole question. We're talking about a guy needing nurturing love from his woman. Now you got to go to say, what if that mother that the way he got the love from was it was abusive love? It's not, ma'am. Answer the damn question. Why are you trying to bring up these scenarios of the worst cases, man? We talking about just a healthy relationship. Should a guy receive nurturing or love from his woman?
And you want her to mommy you and give you what you didn't get, but this woman is not there to do that, and you're already saying she can't. So she can't conform ever enough to do that for you. You know what he did? He put his head down on my desk and he cried like a baby.
Who
The
are
little
these-
boy in him just wept. And I had to tell the girlfriend, or whisper to her, I don't want him to hear me say it. I said, hug him. Because I knew that's what he needed, right?
Right.
But he was in a relationship with who? His mama, who could never hug him.
What's your situation right now?
What you mean situation?
Oh, Paul heated.
Happy?
You got a man?
I'm dating. I'm single, but I'm dating.
Single but dating?
I am
Something serious more than other?
No, just dating.
We gotta change because she's therapying us.
Yeah.
We gotta make this about her now.
right. You kind of
we go.
therapizing us.
So I was like, I want my woman to mommy me.
Hold on, like, hold on, what's going on with you? This is about you. You done flipped the script on us. We over here.
Verse uno.
Man, you sure did.
But it was good. It was insane.
Time to expose Dr. Bryant. Let's get it.
But we're like, no, we need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating,
am
single.
dating.
What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am
42
dating,
year old.
Dating but single.
enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many you
Companions?
dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone, but I have one guy that I have dated
she's
off and
stuttering now.
on
We
for
got
5
her.
years.
We got her.
We've dated for 5 years off and
So
on.
you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Exposed.
I know what's going on now. I'm about to. Yeah, no, we gonna take this sheep clothing off.
I am right. The wolf teeth coming out. No, we
He
have
was somebody's work for 5 years.
we have been each other's companion for 5 years, and yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And
What?
he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, he your work.
We working together. We working together.
But you keeping him at bay, or is he keeping you at
He
bay?
wants a relationship. He
And
wants to
you
be
don't.
committed.
You just like the sex.
No,
Oh, wow,
Let's
boy,
keep
he
it 100.
exposing her.
How you keep somebody for 5 years? That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a
That's
distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like
I
that.
am not vitamin D deficient,
No,
so
no, don't try
everything
to
is
show.
good in
No,
that
no,
department.
No. He
wants
has
a
kept him at bay. She
relationship.
done kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better. I see where this is going.
He just has some emotional maturity that he had to do. We're 9 years apart. He's 9 years younger than me.
What?
And so,
oh my God.
we both had to work through things, but he's had to work on his emotions and his.
Bruh, just for perspective, y'all, this man is younger than me, y'all. This guy is younger than me, which is crazy.
His intense insecurities around being in a
And
relationship.
you've been waiting on it. Like what's the problem? Why y'all not together?
Just because of that,
So you waiting on that?
No, I'm not waiting on it, and I don't have him waiting.
So the D is good.
Oh.
Let's keep it. I mean, that's what it's like, dude. Let's
He
let's
put
keep
on
it
he put on
100.
his red pajamas and feel like he's supposed to get spicy
This
tonight.
is clear. This is
got
clear.
you.
Oh my
I know her.
God!
She from Long Beach.
I'm
don't try to come
you
with
have
the
a problem.
the suit jacket,
Yeah,
the
man,
boots. You still and the glow.
You know what I mean?
You still from Long
Yeah, I'm
Beach.
still-
Not from Inglewood. I can see that.
I am from San Pedro, a small
Man,
community
nah,
in the
same
city of
thing.
Los Angeles.
I can see
Okay.
through all of that.
Yes, he has great qualities. He does well in all that he does with me. He just
That ain't what
emotionally
I asked you.
is.
I asked you about his job and all that.
He does well in
Finally, we get into the nitty gritty. Stop all that word salad. Get to the point. We ain't about to have you redirect the question. You've been doing that all this interview. Come on.
all areas.
What's
Okay, she
going on?
answered that. He
No,
does
she
well in
did.
all areas.
Emotionally,
Well, I don't know. That's a broad question. What all
Paul,
areas?
you're a
What?
man, so you answer this question.
I answered.
Emotionally, he goes back and forth from I love you, I want to be with you, I'm mad because you won't be with me, you won't commit to me. And then
playing
his
game?
insecurities get the best of him, and it's like, I want you, but I'm not sure if I deserve you. I'm not sure that I can facilitate you. I'm not sure that I can be with you. So when I say emotionally instability, it's like him wanting to be with me is concrete. That's not unstable. His emotions in the relationship are just unstable to where as a man, you gotta get vertical within yourself before you can be in a
Dog,
relationship.
you good with these
And
Bro, Paul about to expose us some more. Ma'am, you playing games with the dude. How do you expect for him to act? You playing games with him. This man want to be in a relationship with you, but you literally saying that he's being emotional. He's the way he's reacting. That you don't want to give him what he's there for.
words.
I am.
What the
Good
hell?
with these words.
Listen,
because
but
you
let me
giving
say
all
this.
these people advice.
Let me say
But
this,
wow,
Paul.
this
He has every right
Yo.
to feel like what I've been doing as far as being in a relationship with him when I want to and is not something that gives him stability. However, I don't want to commit to a relationship with a man who I feel emotionally is not in a place of being able to be in a healthy relationship.
Then why you fucking him? Why are you? And I hate to use the word. Why are you fucking this man? Like this is the bad advice. This is the bad energy. This is the bad nature that they provide to a lot of women. These female dating coaches, you not practicing what you preaching, man, and you gonna get exposed. Like most of the guys, we all real about our situations. Mary, I understand single life and marriage life. Come on now.
Why are you messing with him? Why are you playing mental games with him?
I'm not playing mental games with
mental
him.
games.
It's not mental games.
That
It's
is.
all
Still-
transparency.
Why is it still sex involved?
How do you know we sexing?
You just
We could just be having a
Because you from Long Beach, I know.
Oh my God.
You can't play me.
We
I'm
could
from-
not be
I'm
doing
from the
the
wood.
do.
I know what's going on.
But let me say this: it is transparent. He understands. I understand. I understand what he wants. He understands why I don't want to commit at this moment with him, which is the emotional piece that him and I talk about openly.
my
I support him in it. I hold space for him in it. We've talked about it intensively, and he understands it. And he's
bro, this bad.
that's what,
Sit. All right, let him off the leash. Go ahead.
that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh,
Right.
shit.
Come here.
Well, you
Sit.
know what? If that's what I'm
Man,
doing, I'll say this, and people gonna be mad. And I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said,
Come here.
I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash, if that's true.
That's
So
exactly.
that means,
Come on.
to my point,
this
at
woman
42, I'm not opt out.
Jackie Rob.
We are not opt out. Okay, we have options, and we are not on the leash. We can actually be the one holding the leash. It's all about your standards. It's all about you understanding who you are and you standing in and on your square and you doubling down on that.
You saw how she just did that demonic switch just now? Y'all saw how she just did the demonic switch when Paul literally explained exactly what she's doing. Now, if I am doing this, this is what you ladies need to be. Man, this woman don't believe in no actual marriage or no relationship or being up under a man. This woman want to have her options. She want to have her fun. She's in the position that most guys are in. She's rich, and then she's an older woman. So guess what she gonna do? She gonna play the field. She getting busted down by a dude younger than me. 33-year-old dick. That man is giving it to her. Pile driving that thing, wearing them cheeks out. Man, you think she gonna go ahead and lock in with somebody? She gonna take that, and she gonna take the energy from the older guy. This woman ain't trying to be held. Man, bro, these women is wow.
Period. There's men out there who
Period.
will show up in any capacity we want. We don't have to settle. And we don't have to settle at a certain time. We can do what we want.
Yeah,
Because I
start
tell you one thing
settling.
I'm not doing. I ain't doing time, but I am spending a whole lot of time with who I want, when I want. And both of us are enjoying it, getting what we want.
What? I don't want to
Can't be
hear
just
all
taking
that.
too long when y'all cook. Y'all gotta start making some decisions around here. Y'all gotta start making some
we
final decisions. This is the final round of Jeopardy.
Yeah.
Shoot, you
So
gotta
who
start
knows?
making some decisions around
maybe
here.
the end of this year it'll be
A
Let me ask you
child.
something, because this is always,
Yeah.
and I ain't asked this yet. What percentage is sex in a relationship?
You mean based on studies or me?
No. I'm asking you, and I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
Like, all right, what percentage of the relationship, like, because this is the thing, you could be with somebody like you know he'll die for you. He just everything. Like you trust everything that he'll stand in front of the bullet for you.
Yeah.
All of that. You'll trust that this man will be by your dying bed. I'm talking about like thick and thin. But the moment he step out on that end of it, it's over.
Well, I'm a Jesus girl. The Bible says there's 2 permissible reasons for divorce.
You a Jesus girl?
One is what you described, which is called infidelity, and the other one is unfaithfulness.
That's the
Look
same
up that
thing.
scripture.
Ain't that
So
the
what
same?
I'm saying is,
So what percentage is sex in a relationship?
for me personally,
Yes.
90?
for me personally, because I'm not into casual sex. So a
No,
part
you're
of how
in the relationship. is
Yeah,
what
I'm into it.
saying.
What I'm saying is
Yeah.
because I'm not into casual sex, part of how I connect and express my love is also through the act of making love. And it's also through allowing my husband to use my body as a vessel for his satisfaction. See, a lot of women have a problem with that. And I'm not knocking them. They do. But what I'm saying is for me,
He's
but that's a
no
love language for me.
exposed.
So for me, like, right, if my husband is saying, in the morning, I just want a quickie before I go to work. I don't take it as he's getting a quickie because he's using me, he doesn't love me. I take it as, oh my God, like I'm being used by my husband. He's
For a
using my
vessel.
body as a
I know what
vessel
she's
to satisfy him. So for me, I'm going, I want you to want me for a quickie, for a longie, for an in-betweenie, whatever it is, because now I'm feeling needed by you, loved by you, nurtured by you, and I'm being a vessel for you, right? So my thing is,
Let me pause her real quick. This woman is demonic. She is literally role playing. When she starts answering these questions, you can already see where she puts herself in the shoes of a married woman. Dr. Bryant, you're not married. Why you giving this advice as if you're a married woman and you're not? This is demonic energy. She is literally conjugating a married spirit and putting it in within her and then speaking as if she is in the shoes of a married person. You don't know what you would do because you're not married. Stop it.
if he's coming to me all day long, and I've had to tell a client this, if he's coming to me all day long, then that should never be a defining factor whether he cheats or not. That's a character flaw. However, I'm also not putting my husband in the position to feel like, wait a minute, I'm in a deficit because all I'm doing is trying to use my wife, who should be a vessel for me, and I don't even have access to that. So I'm an access woman. My husband accessing my body is also a love language for me. So the more that he accesses me and has his way with me, the more I'm in love and feeling loved by him. But I'm also not a fatherless girl. I've had a father in my life, not just present, but present, having conversations with me that men should be having with their daughters. When I first got engaged, he was very clear. Listen, don't deny him. If he's leaving to go somewhere, offer it up. Make sure that he knows that he has access to it. He said, unless it's abuse or something of that sort, submit. There's nothing wrong with that. And so I was told that by a man who loved me, right? Who never took advantage of me. So his word is bond. And when I've been in relationships, I've been engaged twice. That's one thing that I remember my fiance saying. He was like, one thing I got to say about you, Shy, he's like, no matter what we went through or disagreed with or argued about, he's like, you never denied me sex and you never played around with trying to puppet me with that. And it wasn't, again, because I want to keep him from cheating, because you can't control a motherfucker for doing what they gonna do no matter what you do.
Period.
It's, I feel loved when you use me as a vessel. I feel like, you know
I love it.
He's
No, this
laughing
is
at
game.
you.
I'm hearing.
No, that's
this
real.
is game.
No, he's
I like
laughing
this
at
game you giving
I
out.
love that. And
right?
I feel the
it-
same way.
But women
Yeah.
have to.
I think I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. If I have any more, I'll just piece it in. But man, Dr. Bryant, I don't know where her. Like I said, I think she's conjugating married spirits, and I think she's speaking in like a third person in the body of someone else who is married and trying to give reactions based off of what she would do or what a married person possibly should do, but she's not married. She's messing with someone 5 years on and off that's 9 years younger than her. Let that sink in. I mean, come on now. Now, I guess what she's gonna do, she can play the fiddle with people relationships, whether she want the guy to be in more of a power position or the woman to be more in a power position. She's not speaking from her own experience because she's not in that experience. See, for me, I can speak on being single and I can speak on being married. And guess what? I understand what most men are gonna do, so I'm not gonna be biased. I'm gonna be very unbiased about it. A man who possibly cheats, a man who ain't gonna cheat. I always say, men most likely are going to want to cheat, regardless whether they're married or not. But guess what? If that man is possibly on his purpose and passion, and he has the drive, the energy to want to create and not think about cheats, he's probably not going to cheat. But if that guy's just a lot of time on his hand, and he's a freaky dude, man, the dude probably most likely going to cheat. But you got to understand what you get yourself into, what you're going to get. See, I'm very unbiased. I understand the both sides of me. Like I said, I'm a married man myself, so I get it. But some of these female dating coaches, bro, they all over the place, man. They're gonna be very biased, and they're not gonna live in their own truths because their own reality does not match what they're trying to give out and offer. So, man, I want y'all thoughts on this. Make sure y'all watch this in its entirety on the Truth After Dark podcast. I just came back from Cancun, y'all, so the posting has been a little sporadic. It's really things that I already had pre-planned, but I'm back to the normal program scheduling. Hopefully, I have a live this Saturday. I will keep you updated if I do or if I don't. If you want to get on that panel, email me at jayaboutthebusiness@gmail.com. Also, jayaboutthebusiness, that channel. Please follow the channel. Please sub to it because I will be having content on there. I just bought me a new truck. I just came up from Cancun, so I'm gonna have a whole bunch of content. It's just a lot of time trying to get all that content edited, but I have all that content out on there. Please follow it, support the page, support me. Like the video, comment below, and this is JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.